This is a tale told not for your benefit, but for mine. I set it down to mark a threshold through my passage in this world. I never heard tell of Innsmouth till the day before I beheld it for the first, and so far the final time. I was a researcher, enjoying the luxury of delving into the history and background of my mother's line. This quest was to take me to the town of Arkham, her place of extraction. The inheritance of a modest sum enabled this idle intellectual distraction, a coming of age, a rite of passage in itself. The modesty of my means, however, confronted me when I planned to travel exorbitantly by rail. My face must have betrayed my dilemma, provoking the constructive compassion, so it seemed, of the staff at the ticket office. "There is another way, the bus. But there is a snag. It goes via Innsmouth, and very few folk care to set foot there unless in need. Are you familiar with what they say?" I confessed my ignorance in this matter, which led him conspiratorially to share dark rumours of twisted rites and traditions, the summoning of demons. It was a tale well told, but clearly nonsense. He supported this with a ropey yarn of an inspector, a raptor no less, supposedly driven insane after an overnight stay at this town, and how he had claimed to hear unholy sounds, eventually possessed by the conviction that he was hunted and in mortal danger. My curiosity nonetheless aroused. I made the most of the time available to visit the local library, perusing its section on Innsmouth and its unseemly history. This information was, for the most part, most dull, though I was somewhat intrigued by references to a mysterious epidemic of 1846, and rather more tangibly, a description of the bizarre corpus of jewellery associated with the town, which otherwise boasted no significant industry other than fishing and a small, now redundant gold refinery. An exemplar of the jewellery was to be seen in the museum of very nearby Newburyport. The librarian, on my departure, furnished a note of introduction to the curator, and I proceeded directly to investigate. The hour not being outrageously late, the aged ceratopsian curator welcomed me, and after hearing my purpose, conducted me to the diminutive gallery dedicated to the history of Innsmouth, there being scant information or artefacts to fill it, save for one, a tiara, so it seemed, of wondrous workmanship and of a shape to accommodate a head rather different from any standard saurian. The metal of which it was fashioned was not readily identifiable, and had come to the museum through the apparent generosity of a pawnbroker, having acquired it from a drunken fellow of Innsmouth who died in a brawl. As is often the case with museums, the display was in defiance of the urgent clamour of those from whom it was taken. The people of Innsmouth had made outrageous offers for its return, so it seemed. But the scholarly integrity of the museum had withstood such pressures. As I marvelled at the splendour of this artefact, the curator ventured the opinion that it might have its origin in piracy, there being a rumour of a hoard being concealed on the Black Reef, a mile or two off the shore of Innsmouth. But the details of the patterns, whatever their origins, hinted at something more remote, secrets and nameless mysteries unplaceable in time or space. And the unmistakably aquatic theme of the carvings also seemed sinister.